We break them down into their core elements and debate which was better, Halloween Horror Nights 25 or Halloween Horror Nights 29. You are listening to episode 424 of the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. Hey everyone, welcome to the show. It is me, it is Lee. I am back. Horror Nights isn't going ahead. It's not going to stop us talking about it. And I'm not going to do it on my own because I've got Tracy.
Hello, everyone.
And Chris.
Hey.
But there's not just us. There's also Michelle.
Hello, hello, hello.
And you know how I like to have 5 people on to do this, so there's no tie break at the end of it. There's definitely not going to be a tie break in this one. We'd like to welcome for his full debut. I've heard him before, but this is the first time we've actually talked back to him and him talk back to us. Kenneth.
Hello.
Hello.
It's good to be here.
It is good to have you here.
Finally.
Wait, we're interacting with his voice now? This is amazing.
So anyway, as I said, we are going to break down the 2 events into their elements, like we did when we did Universal Studios Florida versus Islands of Adventure, and the one that will be coming out later in the year, Hogsmeade versus Diagon Alley. And the elements I have broken Halloween Horror Nights 25 and 29 down into are scare zones, IP houses, original houses, music, and shows.
Okay.
As we go, everyone knows we will all openly debate each one, and then let me know which one you think was the better of the 2. And at the end of each segment, we will have a definite winner. That's why I like to have an odd number of people. For the fun.
Yeah.
So the first element we are going to break down is scare zones.
Okay.
So just to refresh your memory, even though Chris has just done this, at Halloween Horror Nights 25, the scare zones were Psychoscarapy Unleashed, HHN Icons, Scary Tales Scream Punk, Evil's Roots, and All Night Die-In Double Feature. At 29, it was An Arcade, Zombieland Double Tap, Rob Zombie's Hellbilly Deluxe, Vikings Undead, and Vanity Ball. And Chris, I'm throwing it to you first, buddy.
Of course you are. Of course you are. All right. Well, from what I can remember, because 5 years ago is an eternity right now, I think I'm leaning more towards 29. And that's because I really loved that Zombieland Double Tap Scare Zone. I think we spent a pretty decent amount of time in there.
We probably spent most of our time in there.
Yeah, it was just a lot of action, a lot of people running around. I think it was great. And we also had that Rob Zombie Hellbilly Deluxe, which, you know, the scare zone, not like the most amazing scare zone, but having that Rob Zombie music playing there and just, it's kind of like a fun scare zone.
Yeah.
So I would say like those are kind of really sticking out of my head. The other ones were not great, not terrible. They were just all right, in my opinion. Obviously going over to 25, from what I can remember, I vaguely remember the All Night Die-In, but that's kind of it. Nothing really stuck out to me as much as like, you know, something from 29. So I'm going to go for 29 on this one.
Okie dokie. Michelle.
Okay, so this one's actually pretty easy for me. I'm going with 25. I'm going to tell you that right off the bat. And that is probably partly because 25 was my first year ever going to HHN. So I just remember really being affected by the scare zones that time. That was I walked into the gates. That was my first experience of ever being to any event like this. So I really, really, really dug into the scare zones that year. I was a lot afraid of the houses, but the scare zones I could actually interact with a little bit more without closing my eyes the whole time. And I just have a lot of memories from that night, and like Psychoscarapy was a lot of fun. All of the, you know, insane asylum inmates running around got us a few times. Robin was there with me that time.
Okay.
I didn't really sit and watch the icons very much in that scare zone, although I've heard they were amazing and I wish that I had. But one that really sticks out to me was the Scary Tales. Of course, with us being Mouse and Muggle, Rob and I are going to be interested in the whole Disney spin with the evil Snow White and all of that. So we were really interested in that scare zone and hung out there a lot. I just thought those scare zones were, one, more memorable, but also just kind of more I don't want to say beautiful to me, but they kind of were. The evil roots section when they had all the creepy creatures. It was just a beautiful, beautiful scare zone. But 29, I wasn't as impressed with their scare zones. Anarcade, I mean, it was okay, but it wasn't scary. Vanity Ball, what was that all about? It really wasn't that great.
Yeah, that was a bummer one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did have fun in the Rob Zombie area. The times that I walked through Zombieland, I don't know if they were like changing the guards or what, but I never got any scares there. Never really saw too much happen in there. So, yeah, in my head, 25 definitely took that one.
Okie dokie. Tracy?
Yeah, you're coming to me. I mean, they were both good. Obviously, 29 is freshest in my head. But, we've got great memories from both events. It's quite hard.
It's not for me, but okay.
No, I'm going to have to go with 29.
Because?
Okay, it was kind of like, it was very much scare zones of two halves. The park was split, I feel. One half was good, one half was with an arcade and Vanity Ball on one side, and Rob Zombie and
everything else.
Everything else on the other side. Yeah, because, I mean, Zombieland Double Tap, that was absolutely awesome. And we went through that. I think we lived in that zone, to be quite honest.
Because as I've said to you, the problem was the way those scare zones were set up last year. They were that and Rob Zombie were the two you would go through the most because it was all loaded over at that side of the park.
I mean, we had a blast going through there as a VIP group, RIP group, sorry. Of course, there's the now infamous Connor incident.
Oh yes,
I'm going to remember that forever.
Matt, I met Matt in there as well.
Matt, yes. There was always something. Always something going on in that zone. There wasn't
out of 5.
I mean, but look at Vanity Fair.
Ball,
whatever it was called. It was crap anyway.
Sorry, Blake, if you're listening.
Sorry, but we didn't actually stop long enough to see anything.
We barely went anywhere near that scare zone
once, and it wasn't enough to make us stop. But I would have spent all night in Zombieland and then going into the party scare zone, which was Rob Zombie. It's got to be, those two.
Fair enough. Kenneth, would you like to go up next?
Sure. All right. So I've been sitting here looking at, I have a map of each event pulled up in front of me that I'm looking at here. And I think the only fair way for me to decide is to go for each location, which year do I like what was there better? And then whichever year has the most points at the end will win it for me. So if we're looking at up front, Avenue of the Stars, entrance zone, we've got Scary Tales versus Anarcade.
Yep.
To me, it's got to be Anarcade. First of all, I want to say, full disclosure, I didn't get to see a lot of the scare zones in 25.
We know.
Because 25, I was actually working as a scare actor and I had no nights off. So if I saw a scare zone, it was in the last half hour of the night running to get to a haunted house.
Okay.
So I never actually saw Scary Tales with the cast going on. Like it was always, the night was over by the time I got in there. But going just on the lighting and the sets and everything, Anarcade has to win it hands down. And I did spend a lot of time in Anarcade. It was just so cool looking. They got some okay scares, but the look of it was just so amazing that I loved it. Moving up to New York, Psychoscarapy was amazing. The what I saw of Psychoscarapy was like probably my favorite New York zone that I've seen. Probably, maybe ever. It's just so fun. It was such a party. Zombieland, I wasn't the biggest fan of. I thought it felt really, I thought it felt really empty. I don't know. It just never felt like there were that many characters in there. I thought the stages and the little scenes that they had were too spread out and not super interesting to me personally.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
And Psychoscarapy, just everything that was going on was so fun and so unique. And you can't beat, insane people are always going to be more fun and energetic than dead people.
True.
So
that's very true.
So Psychoscarapy wins that one. We go over to San Francisco, All Night Dying versus Rob Zombie. I loved both of those zones. But I think I'm going to have to give it to All Night Dying just based on the black and white versus the color cast for that street is just such a cool, unique idea that I've never seen them do before or since.
You're killing Tracy now because she's starting to remember the scare zones from 25 a little bit more.
Central Park. Central Park is kind of a draw for me. I wasn't the biggest fan of either one of those. I don't really remember Evil's Roots at all. Like it just felt really generic. And then Zombies was okay, but also not my favorite zone from last year.
Okay.
And then Vanity Ball versus Icons. You got to go Icons. So 25 takes it. 25 takes it for zones for me.
Okay. No, you can wait. You can put your arm down. You can wait. It's currently a tie, but I think Tracy wants to change her mind. So before she gets a chance to change her mind, I'm gonna go. Last year's scare zones for me, I think I've had this complaint on the show since we came back, and I've already kind of mentioned it there. It was so weird because Vanity Ball, unless you were going to Killer Clowns, there was no natural way for you to go into that scare zone really, and kind of the same with Vikings Undead. So as I said, because you've got the 4 houses at the front of the park, then going up to the 3 at like the MIB section around there, you're only hitting Rob Zombie and Double Tap really, because we did Stay and Scream most nights. The only time we ever went through an arcade was last thing at night, like literally leaving the park. But I did get my one and only scare at Halloween Horror Nights 29 in Zombieland Double Tap, because I thought Darren was stood beside me walking through that zone, and it wasn't Darren. And that scare actor waited quite a while to actually get me. But 25 scare zones were amazing.
Uh-huh.
They
So
were.
I'm going to kill Tracy. Psycho Scarabee was awesome. I go with Kenneth.
I'd forgotten about it.
I wish we'd got to spend more time in there and see the whole thing play out, but you're always going to have more fun with a group of crazies than you are. I think the set pieces were better than Zombieland Double Tap. Don't get me wrong, Zombieland Double Tap was awesome, but I think overall, Psycho Scarabee was better. All Night Dying Double Feature, we spent a lot of time in there.
We did. I completely forgot
With
about
some
that.
hilarious interactions with our youngest at the time, who was only 11, but there is one
parenting.
scare zone that, even if it put one scare zone against all of last year's scare zones, that would still win it for me hands down, is the Icon Zone in Hollywood. Was amazing. We were there with Jessie, and we didn't even know there were little stage shows, and she was like, oh, they're just about to start, and we literally watched all 5 of them, one after the other. And then the night we came, our RIP tour with Thomas and Lynette, when the usher did his kill for Jade and wrote her name in, that just sealed it. And then remembered her 2 days later when we went back. It's little memories like that, but it just, not even like those memories. I just think they were, sorry Blake if you're listening, last year's were kind of like Hellby Deluxe was awesome.
Yeah.
And we're going through with Michelle, sort of looking at all the eye candy, which was interesting doing with a woman. I've never done that before. It was strange, but but yeah, I just think as a collection of scare zones, 25 was way better than last year. Are you changing your mind, dear?
Yep.
You're going 30.
Yeah, I've got 30.
You're saying 25?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That is a clean sweep for 25, apart from Chris. Chris, you're the odd one
Well,
out.
that's not a clean sweep,
Yeah,
then,
I
is
kind
it?
of want to change it, but I'll leave it. I forgot about the Icon Scare Zone. It's pretty cool.
Oh, it was awesome.
Yeah, and I love Icons, so
Yeah. I must say, though, that Vikings I really enjoyed last year.
I think the problem with the Central Park ones is they're so short and
It's 'cause it's
dark
just
that
a
you can't
quick
see an
corridor,
awful
isn't
lot
it?
going
Yeah.
on in there. It's an odd little place to try and get something memorable in there. I think Trick or Treat we didn't see it personally, but watching the vlogs and stuff, it looked like it was one that would have fit in there quite well.
Yeah, Trick or Treat is definitely the standout zone of that location of all time. Like, it's the most unique and different.
Okie dokie. So 25 wins that one. Moving on to the next element, and that is music. Now, for everybody know, this is any music that is played during the event. Could be background music throughout the park. It could be show music. It could be house music. House music. That's not what I meant.
Wow.
So comparing the two, I'm going to set the bar here because I've already put myself down as going first. Our anthem for Halloween Horror Nights 25 was Clowns by Kilogram.
Absolutely still love it.
It was awesome. But honestly, that's about the only music I can remember from that event. There's a couple of tracks.
No, there's a couple of house
tracks from Asylum in Wonderland that I adore.
Yeah.
Obviously, like American Werewolf in London, iconic Blue Moon.
I'm trying to remember if it was. It's got to have been because Jade was there.
Tiptoe Through the Tulips, obviously very iconic for that year.
Jade was skipping through singing that.
I'm going to put my answer down already in my notes. This is an unfair element for me because I went into Halloween Horror Nights 29 with a soundtrack before we even hit the event. So I had a playlist on my phone of like Ghostbusters stuff, Hellbilly Deluxe, the Stranger Things theme, Killer Clowns by the Dickies. Then to go into the event and start listening to the likes of the Academy of Villains soundtrack, the Marathon of Mayhem soundtrack.
Oh, wow, yes.
Yes.
And then coming home and just because last year had such an effect on me, downloading the entire soundtrack that's
and crying
on some
over it.
website. I listen to it constantly.
I can verify
The
that.
Anarcade soundtrack is phenomenal. Even though we weren't bothered about Vanity Ball, the Vanity Ball soundtrack is phenomenal. Hands down 29. Without any comparison at all for me. Kenneth.
I have to agree. 29. I'm looking around the map of 25 and I can't, other than in like the, Tiptoe Through the Tulips and the music from Insidious, I can't think of any music that's associated with anything else. Whereas 29, all you have to look at is Marathon of Mayhem.
Yep.
I listen to the audio of Marathon of Mayhem all the time. It's probably my most listened to like music on my phone. I listen to it constantly. It's so good. Like Ghostbusters, Stranger Things. Every time I talk about like if they were to do another Lagoon show like that, I don't think it could ever be as good because you'll never have a collection of IPs that have such a strong collection of music.
Agreed.
To base a
Very
show
true.
on. And
Yep.
that's not even including Rob Zombie. So like you have a whole scare zone that is about music. 29 has to win it just by default.
Yep.
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 So everyone's already said, let's go through the rigmarole then. Michelle.
Yeah, 29 hands down. Like Kenneth said, I can't think of one song that I recall from 25 at all. Nothing. However, with 29, of course, I'm obsessed with Stranger Things. So I'm gonna love that. And then Ghostbusters, and then of course all the memories that go along with all of that. Yeah, you just can't beat 29. That's all I have to say about that.
Chris.
Yes. You're going to tell me you forgot the music during Bill and Ted on 25?
Yes.
Come on.
Yes, I
Yeah,
did.
me too.
Yes.
Everybody did. Who knows what they played? Yeah, 29. Same thing for me. I mean, aside from what everybody said already, which is all 100% on the nose, I loved the vibe, that dark synth pop kind of music you heard throughout the entire park. And like so much so where like there's a bunch of playlists that I started following that people made on Spotify.
What's the one? It's like, is it Street Sweeper or something like that? That's one of the artists that did a bunch of the songs.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm trying to find
Street Cleaner.
Street Cleaner.
Yeah.
Just look for Street Cleaner on Spotify and close your eyes and eat some pizza fries, homemade pizza fries.
And
you'll
cry.
be there.
Yeah, that dark synthy music was just amazing, and I heard it for months after it over and over and just relived all that. And so 29 takes it for me.
Well, Chris, there's something I'm surprised you haven't brought up because I remember doing our prep show, like our hype list, and you were about the Us houses. Like, as long as they've got the tethered mix of I've Got Five on it.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Right. The tethered mix at Us.
That is literally my ringtone on my phone now because of that house.
Yeah, you have that. And then you also had the Academy of Villains music that was playing, which was amazing that year. So
Tracy. Since when were you
25.
a woman of just to be awkward? Chris doesn't want to be the only one left out from the last one.
I have listened to everything you've said.
She's gonna go, and so I'm gonna go 25.
Well, yeah, you just spoiled it now. No, what more can I say? It was awesome. You know, and I think it's Marathon of Mayhem that actually really was the massive cherry on the cake.
Yes.
You know, it's so emotive. And yeah.
I couldn't listen to the Stranger Things theme. And I'm not even that big a Stranger Things fan. I would literally be sitting listening to my playlist at work and the Stranger Things theme would come on and I would well up and start tears streaming down my face. Like, where the hell is this coming from?
Your big girl's blouse.
It just, I don't know what it was that got me. It just, yeah.
Yeah. No, 29.
Okie dokie.
There's no point in stretching that out because, you know, what else can I say?
That was a clean sweep.
Yeah.
So we are currently 1-1
Ooh.
going into original houses. So 25 had Jack Presents 25 Years of Monsters and Mayhem, Run, Blood, Sweat and Fears, Body Collector's Recollections, and Asylum in Wonderland. 29 had Depths of Fear, Yeti, Terror of the Yukon. This one's going to kill me, by the way. Graveyard Games and Nightingale's Blood Pit. Michelle.
Okay.
This is going to kill me.
Yeah. All right. So I have pretty strong attachments to some of the ones in 29 that are hard to overcome. One being Yeti.
Oh, yes.
Which was just an incredible house. I really, really, really liked Depths of Fear. I don't hear a lot of people talking about them, but I really liked that one a lot.
Chris, you've got a buddy.
Yeah, I loved it. That thing that would shoot down from the ceiling in that one area, it got us every time and it was great. I love that one. Blood Pit, oh my God, the smell was awful, but awesome. And Graveyard Games, awesome as well. So 29, yeah. Asylum in Wonderland, I actually loved. Run was my first house that I ever went through ever.
Wow.
So, because I heard it was the least scary, so that's what we started with. Body Collectors, I don't remember much about. Eyes Were Closed. 25 Years Monster, that was good, but doesn't beat out 29. So I'm going to say 29.
Okay. Chris.
Hate you.
Love you too, buddy.
This one's a hard one.
It really is.
It really is, yeah. Because, I mean, they both have really strong houses. Going to 29 first, I would say I agree with most of what Michelle said. Yeti was obviously a great house. Depths of Fear. Once, you go through it and changing and evolving, I don't know, I liked it.
We know.
Yeah. Graveyard Games didn't do it for me for some reason. Really? I don't know why. Yeah, I know. And I'm like the unpopular opinion on that one. It was aesthetically nice. It just, I don't know, didn't do it for me. The thing that's killing me is like you have Body Collectors, which was a great house. And the Jack Presents 25, like that one alone is killing me because I love anything related to Jack. Like it reminds me that's my thing that reminds me of Horror Nights just all the time. So I don't remember Run, to be honest with you. And Asylum was pretty cool. I think that was... Do you know if there was like multiple 3D houses after that, or that was one of the last ones?
I think Chance 26 was the last one.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was cool, but I think you get kind of tired of doing that house. What do I pick?
I love how he's debated it all, but then still doesn't know which one.
Yeah, 'cause I want to pick both.
This is a tough one.
It really is. It really is. I'm going to go with 25 on this one. And again, that's because that 25 house and the Body Collectors is really tugging on me that way. So 25.
Okay. I shall go next. I will start with last year. Depths of Fear didn't do it for me in the slightest. It was kind of weird. Nightingale's Blood Pit. Tracy, the first time we went through it was like, And then we went through it, one of the first houses we did. I think it was, I can't remember which night it was. And we seemed to get a double cast.
Yeah.
Holy crap. It was amazing. Graveyard Games, the first time we did it, I was kind of like you. Chris was like, And then we did the Behind the Screams tour, changed that house completely for me. It had so many cool elements in it. The candle room with as they all blow out. If you hit that right, it just chills down your spine.
Absolutely.
And then the dark room was like the completely silent room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good. Everybody knows how much I adored Yeti last year. The fact that we got to do it, as our last house at like 1:30 in the morning with no one in front of us and no one behind us was the total cap off to an amazing Horror Nights last year.
It was.
But Jack
Oh.
Presents 25 Years of Monsters and Mayhem is still my favourite Halloween Horror Nights house of all. I mean, we've only been 3 years, but it was phenomenal. Going through with Lon that night on our outright is the single, sorry, everyone else who's been through a house with me, it was the single best experience I have ever had going through a house in my life because he was hilarious.
He's very entertaining.
Run, Blood, Sweat and Fears was one that not a lot of people liked. We loved
We
it.
adored it.
And it was one that you actually got. My concern with a lot of Horror Nights houses is you don't get that intimate interaction that you get in a lot of independent haunts because they're just pumping through. I got a lot of intimate interaction with scare actors in that house. I mean, it helped that I knew one as well, but such a good house. Body Collectors was amazing. The facade was amazing. The spine rip's still one of my favourite scenes in a house.
Yeah,
ever.
that was good.
And then Asylum in Wonderland again, just for it wasn't scared. I mean, we don't get scared anyway. It wasn't scared. It was just cool. It was. I don't know what it was about it. It was the first 3D house we'd ever done. I hate to do it because I loved Yeti so much, but I have to say 25 because every one of them was great.
Yeah.
Tracy.
Sorry, I'd have to take a phone call. Carry on. Everything that you've said there, Lee. Kind of agree with. Like you, Depths of Fear. It had moments, but not many of them. I wasn't that enamored by it. Yeah, Yeti was just that was the house of the year for me.
Well, considering you threw a complete curveball on everyone by putting Killer Clowns as your number 2 when everyone expected it to be number 1 is testament to how good Yeti was last year.
Yeah.
Graveyard Games. I loved from the second I walked in, and then the behind the scenes thing just really added to it. I loved that. What was the other one?
Nightingales.
Nightingales. Oh, I knew I was going to like that one anyway, just because I like anything that's that sort of genre, if you would.
You mean half-naked men?
Yeah, you like unclothed men? Is that what you're saying?
Well,
That's the genre.
I would say yes, but apparently I missed every single one, so I kind of heard about them. I did have a good whine about that, to be honest. It was some stellar houses, really good, but 25 was just that bit better. I mean, Asylum in Wonderland, Alice in Wonderland is one of my all-time favourite books. I was so excited every time I went through that descent into madness. It was a complete journey and it was perfect for me. And the 3D worked
Which again,
so well.
as a glasses wearer, that's testament to...
It is as well, because 3D houses for me, they're either hit or miss, and there isn't a middle ground with them. But that one worked. Jack Presents... Yeah.
It's because of that house.
Lyrical about that for hours.
It's because of that house that I have very high hopes for the house, the Icon house, and the Anniversary house for next year.
Yeah. Run, as you say, that was one of the first ones we went through, wasn't it?
Maybe. No.
No, I thought it was one of the first ones.
I don't know. No.
No.
Body Collectors Recollections.
Body Collectors, how could I forget that? That was just jaw-droppingly good. I would like to have just stood still and watched everything over and over again. It was, as you said, the spine rip. Wow. Chills. So, it's a no-brainer, absolute no-brainer. 25.
Kenneth, round us out.
Okay, it doesn't matter what I say, right?
No, it doesn't, but we're still going to chastise you if you say it wrong.
Well, let me deliberate here. Last year, let's see. Depths of Fear, I thought was awesome. It was the first night that I went after the night was done. Depths of Fear was my favorite house of the night. It didn't end at the top of the list for me, but I still always liked it. It was fun. It was a good time. Nightingales, it was okay. It got better as the event went on. Shout out to that. There was one guy in that first room. There was a gladiator punching another gladiator in the face, but there was one dude who would jump and roundhouse kick it in the face. Shout out to that guy. 'Cause
Wow.
Awesome.
That was awesome.
Can I just say that I thought that house was great. I didn't see any gladiators. It must have been bloody awesome when they were around.
There were not very many of them because most of them were killed. Let me see. Graveyard Games was my favorite house last year. Absolutely loved it.
Right.
From the first time. You're right. That when those candles would go out
Yes.
going down the hallway. That to me, there's nothing better in any house. Like that is so good. When you got that timed right, and then the scares would come out at the end of that hallway, just perfect, perfect. And as many times as I went through that house, I got a scare every time. Like 8 weeks into the event, however many weeks it was, I was still getting scared. They would still find ways to surprise me. I can't say enough good things about Graveyard Games. Yeti, my complaint with Yeti is that the scares would take so long to reset that it was very easy to miss them. And I would say like 95% of the times I walked through that house, I would not see any scares.
Okay.
Wow.
So the scares were cool, like the 2 times that I did get to see the Yeti sticking its arm through the guy, of the like 10 or 11 walkthroughs I did of that house, I only got to see it like twice.
That was so good.
Every time, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
It was so good. But I have to dock the house points just for taking so long to get back around to doing it again.
Okay.
Now, if we look at 25, to me, Graveyard Games is like the standout number one. That like the rest of them for last year are kind of like 2 rungs below that. And then if you look at 25, Asylum was super fun. Run was a blast. I don't remember a ton about either one of them, but I just remember that they were very colorful and fun. Body Collectors was, other than the house that I spent, every single night in, Body Collectors was the only house that I did more than once because I loved it. And then Jack was really cool, but I think that was like the first official night of the event that I went through that one. So I don't remember a lot about it, but I think just my general sense memory of those 4 houses versus last year's 4 houses, I think 25 was better.
Okay.
I think 25 was better. So to make a long story short of not changing the outcome of this vote, I'm going to go with 25.
Okie dokie.
I guess my eyes were closed way too much because I chose 29. My eyes were closed too much in 25. So
Michelle, have you seen The Clockwork Orange?
No.
Right, we'll go and watch it, and then when there's a bit at the end that's what we're going to do to you next year.
Oh no.
It says we. Don't include me in that.
That's what I'm going to do to you next year. So you can ride Rip Ride Rocket as well.
Oh God! Now I've got to watch this to know if I'm backing out of the weekend or not.
So moving into the ad break,
We have to choose adverts?
currently it's Mouse Muggle.
No brainer.
It is currently 2-1, 25 to 29. So we will be back after the ad break to discuss shows and IP houses.
Have you taken a stroll down Diagon Alley and visited Gringotts Bank? Taken a ride through New York with Jimmy Fallon? Visited the Truffler Trees in Zeus Landing or hung out with a real-life Transformer? No? Then what are you waiting for? At Universal Orlando Resort, there truly is an option for everyone. Or if you're leaning a little more towards pixie dust rather than ones and portions, Disney destinations around the globe await your arrival. No matter the adventure, our sponsors have you covered. Be sure to let the experts at Mouse Muggle Travel Company take care of all your travel needs. Earning the distinction of being an earmarked agency specializing in Disney destinations, as well as becoming one of the first to be named a U Preferred agency with Universal Parks and Resorts vacations. Mouse Muggle Travel Company will ensure you receive top-rate customized service. Just visit mousemuggle.com to fill out a non-obligation quote request, or send your request to info@mouseandmuggle.com. Their team can take care of you no matter where in the world you go. With a flick of their wand and a little bit of pixie dust, the process will be so seamless, some might even say it's simply magical.
Welcome back, everyone. We are discussing the elements of Halloween Horror Nights 25 and 29 and deciding which one was better. It is currently Halloween Horror Nights 25 winning by 2-1, and we will move into shows. The shows at 25 were Bill and Ted's Excellent Halloween Adventure and The Carnage Returns. Last year saw Marathon of Mayhem and The Academy of Villains Altered States. It is over to you to start us off, dear.
I can't believe you even have to ask. I mean, there's no competition. It's 25, obviously. Your face. I don't do that every time. Of course, it's 29. Bill and Ted, a lot of that stuff always went over our heads anyway, because it was not American humor, but it was humor about American
Politics.
culture,
and-
yeah.
and everything.
Like we know a little
We do
bit.
a
We
bit,
get a
but-
lot of that over here, but there's a lot of it that's like I have no idea what that
it was
is.
a bit too. I was going to say subtle, but
No, American humor's not subtle.
Americans aren't subtle.
Maybe too specific.
Yeah, that's
Pointed,
better.
yeah.
What was the other thing?
The Carnage Returns was the Jack Show.
That was quite good. I enjoyed it, but just not as much as 29 because, I mean, Academy of Villains. Holy crap. That was spectacular. What those people could do with their bodies. Wow. I mean, it was like, I don't want to watch, but I can't stop. And then
It was that good you can't even remember what it's called. Marathon of Mayhem.
Marathon of Mayhem. I was stood there watching it.
Oh, you wish.
That was just unbelievable. We're all there. I don't need to tell you. It was just, makes my heart clench thinking about it. I would give anything just to go and see that one more time.
I will go next. 25. Yeah, but as Tracy said, Bill and Ted's never. We've seen it both years we went, and it just. I don't know. It just some bits hit, and a lot of it doesn't. It's just not our. I don't want to say it's not our sense of humor, but it is very American specific. So a lot of it does go over our heads.
Yeah.
The Carnage Returns was awesome. It was a really good show. To give Jack his own show in a space that I think wouldn't necessarily warrant people. It's a pass through, but it was busy. I think we only watch it once
Yes, I had a very good burger and a very good coffee while we watched it.
from Mel's. There's
Yeah.
something.
They were both excellent.
But last year, I mean, Academy of Villains was amazing. Even before we got to sit in the friends and family row and
The
watch
friendly
it.
family.
Yes, the friendly family row. It just like everything about it was phenomenal. I'm not a dance troupe kind of thing. It's like if we watch Britain's Got Talent over here, that's all it is, and I'm just so done with it. So I was like, oh, we'll go and watch it. And we saw it with Maddie at midnight the first night we went, and it was funny because she watched us watching the show. I don't
Yeah.
think she watched the show at all. And it was brilliant. And then we went back, and I'll be honest, I wasn't bothered about going and watching it again on the RIP tour, but everyone was like, oh, we're going to go and watch it. I was like, oh, whatever.
Yeah, but it told us stories. Well, it wasn't just a dance for
was
dance's sake.
Phenomenal. It was funny. It had some really cool dancing stuff. And like as a football guy, the guy with the keepy uppy guy with the football was awesome. The Silks, I'm trying to think.
Rock and baller.
Yeah. Just the whole thing was phenomenal. And the soundtrack's amazing as well.
Yeah.
You could put Marathon of Mayhem up against both shows from 25 and it would still win.
Yeah.
Because, as I've already said, I cannot even hear. I think it was such a good use of not just the water screens and like the water fountains, but the projections on the buildings behind as well.
Yeah.
The Ghostbusters section,
Oh,
it was
hilarious.
phenomenal. It just... Again, I'm trying not to use my emotions to sway my judgment, which is so hard because we saw both shows with an amazing group of people last year, and it's so hard for me not to put that in there. But
Yeah.
I mean,
But that does.
I don't think it would have made any difference.
No,
Those two
no, that
shows
does-
were
it adds to it.
phenomenal.
Oh, yeah.
Phenomenal. I don't even know where you were the first time I watched it. I was
Far
sat with
away
Michelle.
as it could be.
With Michelle. 29. I didn't even need to waffle on that much.
No.
29 without a doubt. Chris,
All right. This one's going to be really difficult for me.
Really?
I'll explain why. Yeah, very
Oh,
difficult.
okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So it's going to be weird. But so 29, you have Academy of Villains, which is, I love dance. I don't actually dance, but I love watching it. And I love, the mixes and all that kind of stuff that they do. And from the first year we saw them, me and Alexa, we just binged on all their dance performances and was, really excited every year after that. And so we really loved the show. And I think that year's show was probably the best one they had done yet at Horror Nights. And then you have the Marathon of Mayhem, which amazing effects, phenomenal music. It just gets you in this vibe. It gets you in this mood. And it was just a really good ending to a night. So those two are really, really high up there. And the other side, you have 25. Now, you had Bill and Ted, and I know they've been knocked on right now, but for me, I adore the Bill and Ted show. I have adored it since 2003 when I've been going to Horror Nights every year. And Bill and Ted became almost 50% of the reason why I went to Horror Nights, because Bill and Ted was a recap of the previous year's BS that goes on and all the pop culture that occurs in a live action format that would just make you laugh. And it was just great. You can make fun of anything that happened that year. It's almost like a live action Family Guy episode. So for me, I just loved it. Every year, it was just synonymous with Halloween Horror Nights for me. And then go over to was it Carnival of Carnage or
Carnage Returns?
Carnage Returns, right? Which was the stage show. Again, going back to that, you had, Jack up there. You had that kind of like live show entrance, which they've done it previous years before of different shows. And I just really love that live character kind of stage shows that go on there, especially when you have icons up there, which we don't really get anymore, right? And I've been dying for another icon to come back, whether it's an old one or a new one. Just give me an icon. Like it's part of, for me, it was like part of the hype of Halloween Horror Nights. You have that icon, the caretaker, the director, Jack, whoever, so having that element up there and just seeing like an awesome show, it kind of kicks off your Horror Nights night, right? So all the shows, amazing. But if I had to go and say, which one could I have going forward, I would swing back to 25 and want that Bill and Ted back and want a live stage show that sets the tone for Halloween Horror Nights that night. Okay. So 25.
I love how Chris has just a different opinion to everyone else and doesn't give a like.
Sorry, guys.
No, I love it. I love it. I'm the same. You know how much I love Fast and Furious, and I don't give a crap what people think of me. And I love that you fact go, this is my opinion. It's not the same as yours, and I'm going to embrace it. Kenneth.
Yes.
You are up next, sir.
Oh, okay. So, Bill and Ted, I have to say, I was never the biggest fan of the Bill and Ted show. I feel bad saying that. I know, like Lee with Fast and Furious, that's me with Bill and Ted. I feel like the only person who just never really, I saw it for like the first 3 years, and then at a certain point I was like, there's too much dancing, and it's just, I'd rather spend that time doing houses.
Agreed.
Eventually, when I did start watching it again, starting in 25, I just realized they're copying SNL bits. Like what, I forget what year it was, but they had somebody doing Melissa McCarthy doing Sean Spicer. I was like, we've already seen this. Melissa McCarthy did this on SNL. Okay. We're just stealing SNL bits. This show doesn't need to be here anymore. Academy of Villains, not speaking to the people involved, because obviously that's no good. No. But the show they put on was amazing.
Yeah.
I the first year they were in the Fear Factor Theater, I was like, this is not necessarily the best use of this space. I think they learned that lesson the hard way. And then last year's show was incredible. And I'm not much into dance, but what I liked about it was that last year's show was much like their first show in 26. It was almost like a circus show that had dance as like the connective tissue. Yes. Or like in between these featured performers doing unbelievable things you can't understand. We're also going to dance, and we're going to tell a little bit of a story, and we're going to hear awesome music. And it was just great. It felt like it belonged there. And I don't know, not much else I can say about that. Jack's Carnage show was unbelievable. I never got to see it live, but on YouTube at least, like, it's just great to have a host of the event and kind of in a nutshell be like, this is what it's about, and this is what you're getting, and he's going to put somebody in a giant blender, and that's what you get here at Halloween Horror Nights. But Marathon of Mayhem is my favorite thing I've ever seen at Halloween Horror Nights, bar nothing else. Like, it is absolutely, the first time I saw it, I was with everyone knows Gary Pound.
Yes.
We were together. We watched the show. It ended. Both of our jaws were on the floor. And we were like, not only did we not have to pay extra for that, but we can watch it 2 more times if we want.
Yeah.
Like, that's not fair. Like, I owe you money for this right now.
Keep your mouth shut, Kenneth. Yeah.
But man, like there were nights that I would just hang out at Horror Nights, you know, do Stay and Scream, do a few houses, wait for the first Marathon of Mayhem, and then go home, because that's really what I was there for. Marathon of Mayhem. And you're right, yeah, they can cue that up anytime, because it's all the same equipment that they use for the regular, you know, cinematic celebration. The use of lasers, the soundtrack, the rewind section, like God, there's nothing better. There's just nothing better in the world than Marathon of Mayhem. 29 takes it easily.
Tracy's all about the techno version of Swan Lake, aren't you?
Oh God, yes.
Yes, it's so good.
Yes,
I cannot articulate with words how much I love this show.
Yeah.
Michelle.
Well, so I will start with 25. I did not get to see Carnage Returns either. Robin and I were only there for one night. We did have express passes, but it was still a busy night, and we were quite rushed all night. We tried to see it, but we didn't. But I did watch it on YouTube, and it looked awesome, and I'm sure it would have been even better in person. I'm a big fan of Chance, so I'm sure I would have loved that. And Bill and Ted's, I could take it or leave it. I did see it the last couple of years that they did it, and the jokes are funny for sure. I remember the first time getting in there, not really knowing what to expect, of course, again with Robin. And what we just kept kind of repeating to each other was, oh my God, we are so not in Disney anymore. Because we've never been in a theme park and like seen so much. I mean, there were aspects that were just plain like raunchy, you know, and like I would feel so uncomfortable if I had my kid with me right now, you know, kind of stuff. So that was kind of an interesting feeling that I wasn't expecting to have. And it was funny, but I wasn't really upset when it went away either. However, 29, like everybody's already said, Academy of Villains was incredible. I wasn't a huge fan of the previous one, but last year's was just out of this world. And I don't know if it had anything to do with the fact that we were spoiled and got to see it kind of from special seats right there with some of the family of the dancers. And I mean, we could reach out and touch the little stage there where the contortionist guy was. I wanted to like reach out and help him, you know, because he looked like he was hurting. But we were that close, and it was just incredible. I remember sitting there dancing with Nina and Alexa, and it was an awesome night. And the music was great. The story was great. It was just perfect. And then of course, Marathon of Mayhem. I mean, I've never really been a huge fan of water shows where they project onto water because a lot of times it doesn't work great. And actually I don't remember which one was it? Was it the cinematic is it the cinematic spectacular that's there now, or was that the first one?
No, cinematic celebrations now, cinematic spectacular. So there's the one that was celebrating something that was called spectacular, and the one that's not celebrating anything that's called celebration. It's the one that doesn't make sense. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, the cinematic spectacular was awful. I hated it. I hated it. So I didn't really go into watching this with high expectations, and I was blown away. It was, I mean, phenomenal. The music was excellent. The projections on the buildings were perfect. I mean, it just couldn't have been any more perfect. And then, like Kenneth said, that rewind section, oh my God. Brilliant. I don't know who thought of that, you know, like, hey, let's rewind it and then do it again, like really fast. Whoever thought of that, it was amazing. So 29 takes it for sure, hands down.
Right, we move into the last element, and it is currently a tie, 2 for 2.
Ooh.
So it's worked out quite well, actually.
Uh-huh.
I did think it kind of work out this way, so I always like to load it so the last one is the tiebreaker. And the last one is IP houses. So Tracy, are you listening?
No.
At 25 was American Werewolf in London,
Yeah.
Freddy versus Jason,
Yeah.
The Purge, The Walking Dead, The Living and the Dead. And remember who we've got on the call here.
Sounds like The Living and the Dead sounds like a really bad 80s American not sitcom, like, you know.
And Insidious.
Yeah.
Last year was Ghostbusters, Jordan Peele's Us, Killer Clowns from Outer Space, Universal Monsters, and Stranger Things. Kenneth.
Oh no. This is the one topic where I was like, man, I really don't know which one I'm going to go with. It's tough. So 25, if anybody went through Insidious, there's a 50% chance that I scared you as you were walking out the door.
We did.
No, you never got me at all.
The first time I ever interacted with Lee and Tracy and their kids was they were walking through the house, and I recognized them after I scared them, or did my scare, because they don't get scared. But yeah, I got off set and went on the phone, and I was like, I think I just scared you guys. Was that you?
Yeah.
How cool.
So that's where I was all year. And that house, I mean, obviously I'm biased. That house I thought was amazing. But I thought that from, the first time going through and just seeing it empty set, like being shown what to do. But it was just so cool. The Purge, it was good. It was good. I wish that it had either stayed as Scream,
yes,
or that it had been built as The Purge from the start.
Yep.
Of all the times that The Purge has been in a haunted house at Halloween Horror Nights, we've only seen one that was always supposed to be The Purge. And that was, 2 years ago, the Blumhouse 2 with the first Purge.
All right.
Yeah, that was the only time we've ever seen The Purge in a house that it was meant to be The Purge when they started. But you know what? I thought they did pretty good. And The Purge is a pretty broad subject, so it's hard to get it wrong, really. Freddy vs. Jason was really cool. It was really cool. The Nightmare on Elm Street in 2007 was my favorite house of all time up until 25, when I got to see the houses so many times that it became hard to pick. So getting to see those sets again was really cool. Friday the 13th was awesome. I thought the fighting set, like that last portion when it was both of them, was a little weak, a little underwhelming for me, but those first two parts were awesome. And then I did not get to walk through American Werewolf or The Walking Dead just because I was counting on the last week of the event being able to see those houses on the last week, because my out time on 1 a.m. closes let me see houses, and then the 2 a.m.s I would close the house. The last week was supposed to be all 1 a.m.s. They extended all of those nights to 2 a.m.s, so then I never got to finish seeing all the houses. I've heard bad things about The Walking Dead. And obviously really? American Werewolf in London was so good that this was the second time they did it. So I have to go with their word on that.
Okay.
And then last year, Ghostbusters was awesome. Loved it. Not super scary, but neither is Ghostbusters. So what do you expect? It nailed the movie. Stranger Things last year, didn't love it. The year before was definitely like 10, 20 times better than last year.
Mm-hmm.
Us was really good. Exactly perfectly captured the movie. House of a Thousand Corpses was probably the most effective.
Oh, I left House of a Thousand Corpses out, didn't I?
You did?
How did I leave that one out?
Idiot.
House of a Thousand Corpses was probably the best at capturing the movie and being scary at the same time from last year. Universal Monsters, iconic. Again, brought it back this year. Killer Clowns. Just going through this list, though, if I think about the sum of the parts, I loved Killer Clowns, the house, the scare zone, the movie, all of it. But I think 25 takes it for me.
Okay.
I think it's got to be 25.
Interesting.
I think last year's strength was the originals more than the IPs.
If you hadn't mentioned House of a Thousand Corpses, this was pretty easy for me, and that's just throwing a spanner in the works. Not that I've just shown my hand a little bit. Tracy.
Killer Clowns, Killer Clowns, Killer Clowns. Killer Clowns. I might like Killer Clowns. People don't really know that, I don't think. Right, 25. So, go on, you have to...
American Werewolf.
It was good. I spent more time... I had a child that wasn't too keen on it. I also... There was one of the animatronics I never actually saw work.
I don't think they're animatronics. I think they're puppets.
Well, puppets. Well, you know what I mean. They're not real, so... Sorry to,
What?
that
Yes,
bubble
they
everybody.
are, Tracy.
Kenneth was real.
He's not. He's my imaginary friend. He just escaped. It had its moments. I love American Werewolf, so I was excited about that. So I don't know whether my experience came from it being a little weaker or having a child.
I know she freaked out because she doesn't like anything.
Yeah, and you all did one more
animal
run through
things,
than I did. But at that point, my feet were on fire.
Freddy versus Jason.
That was good. I remember that being rather good. Apart from, like you said, Kenneth, the fight. It was a bit odd.
Those screens were just not the best way to go. I don't know why they did that.
Yeah. But yeah, I enjoyed that.
Purge.
Purge. Now, the Purge was interesting because we went through one night and it was just everywhere we looked, it was Scream.
Oh my God, I've just thought of something else now. Oh, this is so hard.
But then
I know what you just thought of.
And then we went through, was it the next night? And it changed it overnight. They taken all the Scream stuff out.
No, it was the...
Oh, the blonde wig. The wig was changed.
Yeah, it was a blonde wig the first night we went through. The next night we went through, they changed it with the Casey hanging in the tree.
Yeah, it was little changes that we were noticing. That was quite fun, actually, because of that. But, it's Purge.
Walking Dead.
Right, yeah, Walking Dead, moving on.
Yeah, that's about as much as you can say about that.
Insidious. Yeah, I loved that house so much. Not so much the scare I got at the end. Especially the first time with Lon. The pair of us nearly fell over each other. It takes a lot to make me jump. You think you're safe and you're walking up that path away. Together.
the red-faced demon, yeah.
And do you know, every single time it got me and I knew it was there. So, yeah, I enjoyed that. And, obviously we were singing Tiptoe Through the Tulips. That was with you getting, the arms, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The pool noodles. I was convinced there was people actually grabbing me.
Mm.
We called that the touchy-feely room.
Oh.
Yeah. Lee wanted to go through that a few times, actually.
Shut your face.
So then we had Ghostbusters. Loved that. I know you were a little disappointed.
Don't give my answers out. I will give mine my own. Thank you.
I'm not giving your answers out. I'm saying, but like I said, Ghostbusters isn't a scary film. It's a fun film. It's a romp, and the house portrayed that very well. There were some really great elements. Zool left a lot to be desired, but skipping past that, and I never. No, I tell a lie. I think once I got the toasted marshmallow smell, just once. But fist bumping. Bankman at the end. Mm-hmm. That was awesome. I enjoyed that house. It was also nice to look there was a lot of tiny details in that house, which I've greatly appreciated. Us, I think it went over my head. I'd say the film, there were some good elements. I really liked the kill scene. Yeah, that.
Yeah, Ophelia called the police.
Best kill in the entire event last year for me.
But yeah, that house went over my head a lot. Then, Stranger Things. Yeah, moving on. And...
Take that, Michelle.
I was not impressed by that.
Take it back. Take it back right now.
Never.
Wait till I get done about it.
And
God, evil.
Well, Universal Monsters. I was really, really looking forward to that. I did enjoy it, and I really appreciated the sets, but there was just something about it for me. Not all of them, but a couple of the scenes. I think the fact that we didn't actually see the Hunchback kind of spoilt it a bit. Again, appreciate the sets and all the work that went into it, but I expected that to be one of my favourites, and it wasn't. What's it?
House of a Thousand
Corpses. That's the one. Loved that. Absolutely loved that. That was just everything camp and kitchen schlocky that you ever want out of some sort of horror house. It was just brilliant. Absolutely loved it.
Now pick a winner.
And Killer Clowns.
You've already said Killer Clowns 5 times at the beginning.
I don't need to tell you. It was perfection. So yeah,
You have no idea, do you?
I do, actually. It's killing me to say it, but it's got to be 25. I know.
What?
Killer Clowns, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Little shocked.
I'm a little shocked as well.
Chris, you're up next.
I'll pass.
Is that your phone ringing, Chris?
Yeah, that's what it is. Keep on calling me. So I'm not going to go through every house. I'll just kind of hit some highlights on them. So for 25, as best I can remember, Walking Dead for me was meh. I don't know how many times they had done it already by that point, and for me that Walking Dead, funness kind of died off a little bit. The Purge, I loved the Purge movies. The house was just all right, wasn't the best. I think we kind of established that. Insidious, never seen the movie, but enjoyed the house.
What?
So,
you need
yeah.
to rectify that immediately. 1 and 2 are phenomenal.
All right, I'm going to jump off real quick. I'll be back.
I haven't seen them either.
Oh, what? Seriously, they are 2 of the best scary movies ever made, in my
So
opinion.
I have heard that. Yes, I'll spend some time. But the house itself, really enjoyed it. I'm hoping Kenneth got me at some point in there. We'll never know. And what else did we have?
Yeah, Chris had hair back then.
I did. So
did I. Although you couldn't see it because I was in a mask.
Yeah.
Scared the hair off me, man.
5 years early.
I'll be honest, I don't remember a lot of Freddy versus Jason. So I can't say one way or the other. American Werewolf in London, that was just a great house. I enjoyed it. Going over to 29 though, we had the Killer Clowns, which was just a fun house to go to. There were so many like fun little aspects in there. I think one of my favorite things in Killer Clowns though was walking through with Robin, because Robin gets scared and the clowns all saw this and they just kept on going back to back to back, and I'm just cracking up the whole time. But yeah, it was a great house. Ghostbusters, I think, Lee, we talked about this before. Like the initial time I went in there, I didn't hate it, but I didn't like it at all.
Okay.
I've missed every single like scare, and it just wasn't fun for me. And then the last time we did it, I think, Lee, I was walking through with you that time. We hit everything, and it was just awesome. Like I even got Slimer and everything, did the fist bump. It was a great house that time. Again, not a scary house, but as a Ghostbusters fan, it was really enjoyable in that aspect. And then Universal Monsters, it was pretty good for the most part. There were some hit or misses, depending like which rooms you were in, but it was all right overall. Stranger Things stays down there this year with Walking Dead for me. I think, like Kenneth said, the year prior was 100 times better. Unfortunately, this year just kind of didn't do it for me. I wish I had really high expectations, though. I think like everybody else did, just because they hit it so good the year before. But unfortunately, this year was not that great. And then Us, I'm a huge fan of that movie. Yeah. I love it. House did it for me. I loved it. And 1,000 Corpses, I think we did that multiple times. And every single time was just amazing. Even just waiting to get through to the front, like the front facade was just out of hand. And they also had the Bill and Ted, telephone booth. Yep. So I gotta like that house too.
Oh, true.
But yeah, so for me, as a sum of, which one I enjoyed more, it would have to be 29.
Okay. I wish I'd let Michelle go next. I came at Ghostbusters the opposite way to you, Chris. First time we went through it, I loved it. And then the more I went through it, the more I kind of went, there's something a little off about it. It felt like a Ghostbusters house where they were doing it under the radar rather than having the actual license. It just felt a little off for me. The high-five in Venkman at the end was amazing. The Janine, the actual actress Janine, being able to use her own voice was awesome. I had a lot of interaction with her. Us was one that got under my skin coming home. At the time, I was like, eh. And then the more I've thought about it, and when we did our big 10-1 last year, it kind of got under my skin a little bit. And I say the kill is the best kill of last year. Killer Clowns was all right. Sorry. House of 1,000 Corpses was amazing. Amazing. Mm-hmm. Monsters didn't do it for me in the slightest. Sorry, Patrick, if you're listening. Stranger Things was god-awful. There was too many static figures in it. It was awful. It was too long. It was just boring. It was boring. Sorry. And then the second, when we went, even by the second or third time, the tunnels at the end, they'd stopped. They weren't even using the spray. They just had it was naff. Sorry, it was terrible. 25, American Werewolf in London. I was so excited that I got to see American Werewolf in London because it is my favourite horror film. And it left me feeling really cold. It was one of those, I think we've talked about it a few times on here already tonight. It was very reliant on timing. And if you mistimed it, you didn't get a single wolf. I never saw a single wolf through multiple runs through that house.
Ouch.
Freddy versus Jason was awesome. I think it was Kenneth said, the two split between the Friday the 13th section and then the Nightmare on Elm Street section was awesome. And then the fact that the end was different every time you went through for who won was phenomenal. The Purge was pants because we knew it was Scream and it was left me cold. But it had one of the best elements I've ever seen in the Halloween Horror Nights house. Kenneth, let's see if you're right. I was walking along and this girl just sort of popped up and was like, I've lost my friends. Do you mind if I just cut in? I was like, none the wiser. Yeah, crack on. Next thing, round the corner, scare actor jumps out, grabs hold of her, slits her throat, pulls her. I was like, that is the most amazing thing I have ever seen in a Horror Nights house. It blew me away.
And that's how Lee witnessed a real murder.
Yeah, I mean, you could do. The Walking Dead was terrible. It's quite possibly the worst house I've ever been through.
Look, one of the zombies broke character to compliment my tattoo.
Ooh.
Now,
as I walked in.
I mean, I like the tattoo, but ooh.
Yeah, I know.
We haven't got that history of them doing it the 2 or 3 years prior because we never came. So that was our first experience of The Walking Dead, and it was awful. Insidious.
The other ones were better, honestly.
Yeah. Insidious, Kenneth, I'm not saying this because you're on the call at all, but for how much I love Jack Presents 25 Years of Monsters of Mayhem and Yeti and Body Collectors, which were all above it in my list, Insidious is the one I think about the most.
Yeah.
Because it just captured that movie so well.
It did.
So well. Oh, like all three of them. I'm forgetting it was all three of them.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
And then when we did our RIP tour and we got some little additional details on it as well, made it so much better. It was just... I think I came off the back of not having watched the films that long ago and kind of became obsessed with them the first couple of times I watched them. I think that 1 and 2 play into each other so well that house was amazing. I will be honest with you at this point.
Are you struggling?
I have absolutely no clue
you hope
which
to convince
one.
yourself. Get splinters in your book.
I genuinely don't know, and I'm trying not to know where we're at the moment as far as votes sway me.
You don't know what I'm going to pick, so...
It doesn't matter if I pick one, then there's already a clear winner.
That's
True.
true.
Good Lord.
It's so tough. Because I think that the peak of 25 was Insidious. The peak of 29 was House of a Thousand Corpses. I've realised now I'm much more on originals. I love the originals way more than the IPs. And for me, they were the two peaks of both years, and everything else was kind of like, it was all right. So it's basically out of those two, which two do I like more? And I know which one I like more.
Just say it.
That's it.
I have to go with 25 for Freddy versus Jason and Insidious. Like last year's were most of them, barring a House of a Thousand Corpses, were like, they were all right. So I have to say 25. Michelle, it doesn't matter what you say. There's a winner.
Okay, so for me, for 25, I did like American Werewolf in London. I thought that was a cool house, and I actually enjoyed it. Freddy versus Jason didn't really do anything for me. I'm not a fan of either one of those franchises. The Purge, I'm not crazy about that one either. That was just a whole bunch of loud guns, and I don't know. It just wasn't suspenseful at all. Walking Dead, I absolutely hate, but not for the same reason that you guys hate it. I have a stupidly irrational fear of zombies, so I can't even watch that show without having nightmares. So I don't like that house. And that is the one I did not want to go through. Robin made me go through it. I had to hold onto her shoulders, and I literally did not open my eyes, not even once the whole time. And so that leaves Insidious, which I actually did like a lot. That one was one that I literally felt like I was walking through like a haunted house or through a real situation where I felt like my life was somewhat in danger.
Well, in Insidious, the house isn't haunted. You are.
Oh, well, I need to watch that movie. But regardless, I felt like I was genuinely going to, something was going to happen to me in that one. So that one was good, but it was good enough visually also that it made me want to sneak a peek every now and then and not just be scared. So that was good. 25 wasn't a total crapshoot for me. I did like some. However, 29, I know nobody else likes it, but I'm obsessed with Stranger Things. And I just wanted to hug the Mind Flayer. And I may or may not have done that during my RIP tour.
Michelle.
Well,
this is why we can't have nice things.
We got to go through at the end of the night all by ourselves. So, I wasn't being shoved through. I got to take my time and love on the Mind Flayer. Universal Monsters, I actually liked. I guess I don't have such high expectations for that as maybe Tracy and Lee did, but I really, really liked it a lot. I'll never forget with walking through that with Joe, who for the audience doesn't know, Joe is like
10
how
foot
tall is he? What was he? 6'9" or something like that?
Yeah,
very tall. And I just remember him turning the corner with Frankenstein, and Frankenstein, not knowing who he was about to jump out at, jumped out at Joe, and Joe is literally taller than Frankenstein. And he, Frankenstein jumped out, looked up, and backed up, and it was awesome.
Awesome.
So Universal Monsters was fun. Ghostbusters, not scary, but I still liked it. It was a fun house. Killer Clowns, again, another fun house. And then House of 1,000. I did not like Us at all, so I'm just going to skip that one.
Yeah.
House of 1,000 Corpses was loud and crazy, and I liked it. So I'm going to go with 29 because for those I did like all of them except for Us. That one could have gone away and I would have been fine. Whereas 25 was just kind of hit or miss for me. So 29, I know it doesn't matter, but there's my opinion.
I should have let Michelle go first and me go last, and then... So that will bring us to the end. So let's have a quick look through to decide. I'm actually genuinely surprised. So for Scare Zones, the winner was 25. 4-1. For music, it was a clean sweep of 29. For original houses, 25, 4-1. Shows, it was 29, 4-1, because Chris is a weirdo. IP houses, at the end there was a vote of 3-2 in favour of Halloween Horror Nights 25, making Halloween Horror Nights 25 the winner. Now, if you'd have asked me just overall which was the better of the two, I probably would have said 29.
But the people we were with.
Yeah.
We were with people both times. But we're with crazy people in 29.
I'm on the same page there.
Yeah.
I'm a little surprised that 25 won so many spots for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, before we came on air, in the kitchen, I said to Lee, 29's got to win because it's freshest in everybody's memories.
Yeah.
And the emotions are still close to the surface of the old 20.
The emotions
but
for that
talking
one
to
were
it, yeah.
way higher as well.
Yeah, but not talking about it and remembering things. Yeah.
What's the best way to not have Halloween Horror Nights going on this year is to reminisce about previous years, and that's why I did it. To torture ourselves, basically, yes. Well, if you are listening, wherever you're listening to this, go and comment, let us know which one you prefer. So I'd be quite interested in everyone going, you're wrong, it was 29 was the best one.
You are wrong. It was 29 in my book, so I just want to put that out there.
Yeah. People-wise, 29.
Thank you, Tracy, Chris, Kenneth, and Michelle. I love these shows. I need to come up with more. I think they're really fun. But that's going to do it for this episode. Of course, we will wrap it up as we always do within the Universal Is. And as I ask all our guests when they come on now to supply one, so Kenneth has kindly supplied this one, even though he was pestering me the other day asking for, when are you going to play the one that I sent in a while back? And I'm like, it got played like 7 episodes ago. And I even went and found it just to prove it.
I missed it somehow.
But of course, if you want to be involved, all you've got to do is drop us an email to podcast@uuopodcast.com and let us know what you think Universal is in 3 words or less. Kenneth?
Universal is home sweet home.
Catch you all next week, guys.
Guess that wraps things up for another unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. You guys did all right. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Pinterest, keyword UUO Podcast. Listen and subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, or anywhere podcasts are found. You can find our blog at uuopodcast.com. Send us your spews, which Lou gets your poo recordings, questions, or comments to podcast@uuopodcast.com. Check out our friends, the Theme Park Duo, and our awesome sponsors, Mouse and Muggle Travel Company. So, until next time, don't give up your day job. Say cheese. See you later.